Tim, what do you want to start with? You want to start with the NXT stuff?
Yeah, so this is interesting.
Cool.
I guess it's a week from tomorrow, the 15th, WWE announced last week that they will be filming at the NXT San Jose, California house show. Now you think, okay, film some stuff, throw it up on NXT, but the odd thing here is this is 2 days before NXT Takeover.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, are they just going to film random matches for the next week's NXT? That's what you would think. Maybe they don't have the time, something's come up and they can't film before Takeover like they usually do. They usually film 2 or 3 matches before Takeover that they can air just as a filler show on that next week's NXT, so then that way they can film that same week of Full Sail and then go on with whatever they need to do storyline-wise the next week. But the interesting thing is, when looking at it, they're not filming again at Full Sail till the 28th. Keep in mind, Takeover's the 17th. They essentially have 2 episodes of NXT after Takeover they need content for, new content. So they're going to be filming on the 15th, a week from tomorrow, in San Jose at the house show, or the live event they call them now. And then we assume they're going to also film some stuff before the NXT Takeover show like they normally do. So it's interesting. This, if I'm thinking of this logically, we may not get any story progression for NXT as far as in-ring story progression for 2 weeks unless they film stuff before Takeover even happens, and then that just ruins Takeover. So I don't see that happening. So it's interesting.
I mean, I feel like you're probably just going to get some random throwaway matches.
Right.
But at the same time...
Now, they don't have to be completely throwaways, because like they've done before, you can have like an NXT title
beeline
match.
Stories.
Well, true, but what beeline stories do they really have that's not going to be talked or worked over at Takeover? But like I said,
anything involving EC3.
But
you know what I mean?
But isn't he feuding with Adam Cole, and Adam Cole's in WarGames?
Is EC? Yeah. See, okay. So my thing is that it's either that, or we're just gonna get like future story that they're gonna use. They're gonna use, or maybe they're not taping anything at that. And that's gonna be, you know.
Remember, there's
I don't know.
2 weeks they needed content for. But here's the thing too. Like we've seen in the past, they could do because they usually do like I said, the dark matches before Takeover that they use for NXT TV that next week. And I mean, heck, for all you know, you could be getting an NXT title match at Takeover or at San Jose, and they use that for the next week's show. You know what I mean? Like, you get some...
what if they assume? So maybe there won't be commentary, but maybe
they can dub in the commentary.
Well, what I'm thinking is they dub in the commentary. You have this title match, and then you have the commentary say, this is a rematch.
What do you mean?
So you don't give the date that it's the taped. You don't say, today's episode of NXT was taped in San Jose, California on this day. Right. You can say taped in San Jose, California, but you don't have to say on today's date.
So you're saying you can do Takeover?
Yeah, you can do, Ciampa versus Velveteen. That match can happen. They'll fight at Takeover. But since the first one is happening after Takeover, you can say this is the rematch for the title, and it can end in maybe like.
But everyone's gonna. No, I don't like that, because everyone's gonna know. I mean, there's Ciampa. Well, no, Ciampa can't lose, or whoever. Here's the thing.
Yes,
hypothetically, what if Velveteen Dream wins the title at Takeover? He can't be the champion at the tapings before Takeover.
But God knows he's not.
Right.
I think we all know Velveteen's not going to beat Ciampa.
No.
Though he would. God, could you imagine it? Who's the face in this scenario, dude? I like how we're immediately going into talking about the NXT.
I mean, this is an NXT discussion in anyways, but Dream, I guess. I would assume. I mean, yeah. Dream.
Like maybe it can end in like a DQ or something. I don't know. Maybe we can get a lot of like tag teams, furthering that tag team division a little bit more with like guys like Heavy Machinery. What are the Forgotten Sons or the Fallen Sons?
Forgotten.
The Forgotten Sons.
Because they've been forgotten ever since they all left the military or whatever their storyline is.
I have no idea what their fucking backstory is. But Poor guy. Poor. It's really funny seeing the success of Buddy Murphy compared to Blake.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy, cruiserweight champion.
Oh, what a poor sweet man.
But I
It's
mean,
all right.
like I said, I think you might get like some surprise cool matches at the San Jose show that they can air the next week on. 'Cause I mean, to be honest, it's gonna be.
Just thought of something.
So here's the thing: you got like WarGames. You can do any of those guys in random matches at the house show, and you don't know how WarGames is gonna go, so you just think they're random matches, but actually they're matches that play off of WarGames because once they add the commentary in, you know what I mean? Like if they know, and here's the kicker with this though, if they know how WarGames is gonna go and everything's laid out already, then this could work. They could say, oh, Roderick Strong versus Raymond Rowe, and you know, and Takeover, or at Takeover, these two did this in WarGames, and now they're fighting here. But if something happens, and you know, there's just a lot of factors that can make it not work right. But I'm just trying to see how you can make it work. I guess we'll have to see what gets taped, really.
I'm gonna do a shot in the dark right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna message our guy.
Sure.
If he's gonna be at NXT San Jose, guy that we've talked to, who just signed his WWE deal, or his NXT deal, I should say.
Ooh, it'd be like the hometown boy, kinda.
You know, I messaged over Cole Quinn, but because then if you get that, maybe this is a really good way to get some TV debuts for guys like what's his actual name in there? Mansoor. He's someone like Mansoor in there. There's no way that he replied this quickly. No, it wasn't. It was Sean in our group chat. Sean, we're trying to do the podcast. Good Lord. Anyway, this could be a good way to kind of
you could use it as
some of those like you know, big guys that maybe you don't want to debut at a pay-per-view, but also feel like, hey, we can debut them in front of a clearly this is going to be a hot crowd. Now that they know that it's a takeover, it's the Bay Area. Bay Area people go crazy for any form of sport.
Yes.
And they're college kids, so anytime a college kid can go out and drink legally and get to watch dudes beat the shit out of each other, they're probably going to pop for it. So it could be a way to just bring in some new guys. Could be. I don't know. I don't know. I am rather interested to find out. What are you doing? He's just like breaking his microphone anywhere.
My headphone cord went out. I just switched headphones.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Right on, man.
We're good. But I mean, no, I get what you're saying. Use it as like, I mean, remember how War Raiders debuted? They debuted before a takeover. They came down and squashed a bunch of teams, and then it was aired that next week on the NXT TV show. So, yeah, they could do it as like a, you know, let's have somebody debut. And Mansoor, who is from Northern California, even though they're probably going to bill him from Saudi Arabia because, you know, he had to try out in Saudi Arabia and all that.
Do you think they'll bill him from Saudi Arabia? You think they'll say it?
Hold on. Let me see if they've been saying...
I also don't think he's actually from Saudi Arabia.
No, he's from California. At least grew up.
Well, I think he told us where he was actually. Anyway, Trayvon Womack makes a great point. They can debut Punishment Martinez.
Yeah, he's done a couple of house shows.
Punishment, that could be really, really good. Chelsea Green would be really nice to see as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of names in that you could potentially bring for like a TV debut. Hey, come watch this brand new person. If you guys do want to watch a lot of Mansoor stuff, and if you guys don't know who Mansoor is, if you played WWE 2K19 and you played the My Career, he is the voice of Cole Quinn. Really, really great guy. We talked to Mansoor. He is just a sweetheart. I love him to death. He has guinea pigs, and they're named after anime characters because he's a weeaboo. But regardless,
on the indies, he went by Manny Faberino. If that name maybe sounds familiar.
Yeah. So, what was I even saying about him?
You were saying how to see more of his stuff?
Good. Yeah, if you guys want to see more of his stuff, Hood Slam.
Yep.
Twitch.tv/HoodSlam. They replay every single one of their pay-per-views. They do 2 shows every Friday a month. Definitely check them out because I genuinely love those guys.
I don't see him debuting anytime soon. He's not even listed on the Performance Center roster.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you never know, though. You can add it in nowhere.
That's very, very true.
But no, I do like the idea of maybe doing a debut or two.
Yeah, maybe
because
it doesn't even have to be like a high-profile debut. It could be
right.
a guy like Manny. It could be doesn't need to be like a Chelsea Green or even a I wouldn't say Punish Martinez exactly.
Plus the other thing too is like the house show's going to be what 2-3 hours long. They only need 45 minutes of content once they add in their commercials and everything for the network.
Exactly.
So you don't even know what's going to be used.
Well, I will let you guys know because I will be there, and if you're there, come say hi with me.
Awesome.
That'd be a lot of fun to talk to you guys. Anyway, we just wanted to get that out there, kind of report that, I should say. See, Woken King Slender here says, yes, Hood Slam, fucking hilarious. They put the fun into wrestling. Like, I notice myself. I do this so much and I really hate it. I take wrestling way too seriously half the time. Like, I get mad at so many stupid things. I get mad at all this, stupid shit. Hood Slam takes wrestling and they realize that the idea of it is just insane. I mean, God's sakes, how does any of this make sense? And they know that and they make it fun. I really, really recommend you guys check it out because it's super funny. One of my favorite promotions to watch. You can just throw it on when you're playing a game or something. Commentary team is electric. It's fucking great.